What is going on? It's Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we're going to be doing our Buffalo Bills 2025 NFL mock draft. If you are new, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Below my face is my board. It is completely transparent. It is not predictive. These are just players I love in the order that I love them. I back it up with clips over on all 22, in all 22, over on X. Feel free to support me as well if you do love me like that by using the code HAILMARY when you sign up for UnderDog Fantasy. You can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you sign up, bonus credits, I should say. And then you also can end up sending me $60 via them. So full transparency there. Play legally, play responsibly. Let's get into this. This is a live mock draft. We're going to be referencing our lads. And so if you guys can't tell, I've been churning and burning through these because I promised you guys to get all 32 before free agency started. And let's just say I'm going to be posting like 6 or 7 videos in a day. So it's going to be a little bit nutty. It is what it is. But with the players who fell here, Matt Golden fell. We already know that's going to be the pick. All right. Like, let's be 100 here. That's going to be the pick if he does somehow fall this far. Maybe you end up seeing Luther Burden slip to this point, and then we can have a discussion. But let's look at the depth chart. Starting out, quarterback, looking good. Josh Allen. I mean, hell, you don't even need to look at backup quarterback this draft. Running back wise, I do think that maybe getting another scat back because James Cook does look like he's trying to get that big money. Like, not a bad idea. Very underrated position to target if James Cook continues to try to press the money card. Tight end wise, Dawson Knox, good for a 3rd round pick. Dalton Kincaid's been underwhelming, but I still think that he has a lot of untapped potential. I'd personally be happy keeping the tight end room as is. You look at offensive line, Spencer Brown. Watching him grow and develop was awesome. Osiris Torrance, a great pickup. Like Connor, interior offensive line, I don't think is going to be a pressing issue. Maybe we can end up getting another guard in here to have grow. Cedric Van Pran was a very good pickup. Same thing with Tylen Grable. Like maybe if you can end up picking up another backup interior offensive lineman, that'd be really nice. You look at the receiving crew. Khalil Shakir signed a 4-year $60. That was a good pick. That was a good signing right there. People say wholly overpay. As he continues to develop in the role he has in this offense, $15 million a year is not insane. Curtis Samuel, in my opinion, has been a bit underwhelming. Mari Cooper was an underwhelming 3rd round pick trade. Matt Collins, honestly, was a better pick or was a better player. But then I actually love Keon Coleman. I think he's done a really solid job so far. But wide receiver is definitely a position we're going to be going after, and it's going to be filled with Matt Golden, FYI. But I still think we need to look and set everything straight. Greg Rousseau just signed a 4-year, $80 million extension. I mean, he's young. He had pretty much similar statistics to Josh Sweat. And so he got a deal that I think Josh Sweat might be getting at an older age with more injury concerns. It is what it is. People might not love it. I think that it's the right move, especially after you guys just got rid of Von Miller. Like, you guys do need to have that edge one. And I do think Greg Rousseau at least is a fringe edge one. Defensive interior-wise, I do think you need to go after somebody else. There needs to be some extra competition in this room. Dwayne Carter is a really good nose, essentially. Like, if you want to do some odd front stuff, but he is a nose build and a gap penetrator. So, not a gap penetrator, excuse me, a pocket buster. He has really good push on the pocket. But defensive interior definitely is a position where I would end up focusing on sometime in this draft. Javon Solomon was a very underrated edge rusher, but I still think an edge 2 is going to be very valuable to your squad and something that we will also try to address. Linebacker-wise is completely overblown in terms of the need. Terrell Bernard got paid, and I honestly think it was a good deal. Like, Terrell Bernard's a stud. I'm probably one of his biggest fans, so it is what it is. But Matt Milano, love him to death. Dorian Williams and having a Deflon Ulofosho, like these guys as backups, I seriously don't know why people think linebacker's that big of an issue for you. You look at the cornerback room, Christian Benford's been a stud. Kyrie Elam's been a bust. It is what it is. Hopefully he can end up continuing to grow and develop. Hopefully you guys can bring back Rasul Douglas, or else corner's going to be an actual big issue for you. But we might try to address that. You can't address everything, though. I really do think Rasul Douglas should be brought back. And then defensive back-wise, I do think, because Cole Bishop needs to take a more starting role, but I do think that we need to end up having one more defensive back at the very minimum. So that's going to be that for the time being. We will continue to re-reference it, but with Matt Golden slipping this far, is it impossible? No. So that's why I'm going to say that it's something that could happen, and we're going to take it. Even though he's been a warm climate merchant, a Texas merchant, I still think that there's a lot of love and a lot of potential to be used here with the sub 4.3 speed, over 190 pounds. And, he ended up earning his wide receiver 1 role, was never given it there at Texas. At number 56, I might go after JT Tuimoloau at this point. Like, I ended up going JT in the first in one of my most recent video. But here in the second, it's a little bit different than me just like kind of like giving him the love there in the first. Now, you could go Jordan Birch and have someone who can set a strong like an even front end. And I would actually really like that. Like, edge rusher, unfortunately, is not like this board, Trev's board, not super conducive to edge rusher. But of course, we could just wait till 62 to go after edge if we really wanted to. But I think JT Tuimoloau is such a good player. It just depends. Jordan Birch, JT. I'm going to go after JT. I've gone after Jordan Birch so many times. So I'm going to go after JT this time. I do think he's going to be a really, really good asset. So again, we went Matt Golden and JT. Tuimoloau at 62. Like, you could go after a corner here. I've gone corner so many times at this point. I can't do that again. But defensive interior wise, man, a couple of them just ended up going. But Omar Norman Law in like, Josh Farmer doesn't deserve to be a second round pick. Love him to death, but not a second round pick guy. Omar Norman Lott's the guy who I'm really looking at right here. The thing is, he doesn't need to start off the bat. He's also 293, but not 315. But the dude is a crazy explosive athlete, and he's just been extremely underutilized there in a heavy rotation at Tennessee. That's why you can end up getting him here. I think that he's going to be a really, really good value at this point. And it's probably your next biggest need. And you're getting great value here with someone who could be a true defensive interior one if he continues to grow and polish. And so I'm going to have him be the understudy to Ed Oliver here at pick number 62. Let's hope that some good defensive backs end up slipping. Andrew Makuba did, and Jonas Sanker did as well. So looking at the role that we're going to use, I do think Cole Bishop, Taylor Rapp kind of bring the Jonas Sanker to the table. Like, they kind of solve that issue. So I do like the idea of using Andrew Makuba here to play that free safety role, and he did really, really well as a starting free, and I'm going to take advantage of that at 108. At number 131, again, we've already addressed edge, wide receiver, defensive tier, and safety. I think that's a really good spot for us to be in. Shout out to Femi Oladejo, not going to be taking him, but I do think someone like Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt might be really, really good at this spot. Like a third back here that's going to be a little bit more scat back type. He ended up having some issue, if I'm not mistaken, with redshirting. Hence why, like, he is in a unique spot. He's going to be a little bit older, but the dude is an absolute monster, like a really good back. And he's not going to be crossing the same role as Ray Davis, who also was an older prospect, if I'm not mistaken, coming out. But with the potential issues that could come with Cook, I do really like this. Tyler Beatty would be another one. He's an even front end that I think would work really well in this squad. But with JT Tuimoloau already selected, you have Epineza there. Like, I don't think that's going to be as pressing of an issue as this one, where it's going to be a legit risk mitigation. At number 171, I do want to look at your nickel. Taron Johnson. I forgot to mention Taron Johnson, by the way. Like, good nickel there. Really good nickel to have. But like at this point, 171, I did want to go after some interior offensive line value. Like, Jack Nelson's going to be a good backup tackle. And honestly, I think that the fact is he actually has taken some reps. I thought he took some reps at right tackle for some reason. But he did not. I lied. I'm a liar. I'm not. Shut up. Some people would like to argue it, but not people who actually know who I am. I'm relatively, unfortunately, a very brutally honest individual, to the point where I could be looked at as a little bit of a douche nose, but I digress. I actually really like John Williams. I haven't given this guy enough love either. He's a very good offensive tackle, where we can get him in a couple picks. So maybe looking at what the best value is here. Jaw Joyner at his size as well, he's around 260. That's good value. That's very good value. So I'm actually going to be rocking Jaw Joyner at this point as well. And then I ended up telegraphing what I was going to do. You can select any of the offensive linemen available. I'm going to show love to John Williams as a backup tackle here. I think he had some really solid flashes at the Shrine Bowl. I'm going to show him the love. At number 178 as well, I do think we could look at Longer Beam as a boundary corner here. He's a little bit on the lighter side. He's in that 178 range, but he did play primarily on the boundary throughout his whole entire career. It's good value for somebody who's used to the cold climate, has had some really good games as well. So I'm going to show some love to Robert Longerbeam here, who tested out very well as well. At number 205, of course, the quarterbacks are slipping. We could go Ollie Gordon. That'd be pretty fun. But I would say LaQuint Allen, you could bring him in to compete with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and end up having a really, really good group in there. Chim DK, though, I mean, we already got one burner with Golden. Chim DK is in that 4-3 range. I like it. I like it. We're going to go Chim DK and show him some love there. Of course, Caden Prather goes at 206. Would have been a good backup to have. But regardless, LaQuint Allen, I do think getting 4 running backs deep is actually very valuable. And he could end up being this year's version of, how the hell did I just forget the Purdue running back's name? Man, I'm tripping. He's on my fantasy squad as well. You guys know who I'm talking about on the Giants. But I digress. Let's talk about this mock draft here. Matt Golden slips to us at 30. We got very, very lucky there. JT Tuimoloau in the second, starting edge rusher. We got a developmental defensive interior here with Omar Norman Lott, starting free safety Andrew Makuba. We got a good running back duo here in case that James Cook continues to be a problem here in Krosky Merritt as well as LaQuint Allen. And then we also got some extra edge depth here with Jaw Joyner, and then some extra receiver power and offensive line depth. I honestly love how this ended up pairing out, like really, really good players all around, and we got very lucky. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and showing the love that you always have. See you on the far side. Peace.